This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Good evening. It is Monday, January 13th, 2025. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you for joining us. This weekend was an active and violent one for first responders as they attended to 2 stabbing incidents and a series of road accidents. Fortunately, despite the ongoing trend of 2024, no deaths were recorded.
Reports from the Saint Lucia Fire Service state that one man was stabbed in Marcia this morning, Monday, January 13th, 2025, whilst another was also stabbed on Saturday, January 11th, 2025, in Bocage. According to Public Relations Officer of the Saint Lucia Fire Service, Cherise John, both individuals were treated and taken to medical facilities for treatment.
On Saturday, January 11th, 2025, the Saint Lucia Fire Service responded to a physical assault at Bocage. On arrival at the scene, emergency personnel found an adult male awaiting ambulance assistance at the roadside.
On assessment, it was observed that he sustained multiple puncture wounds about the body. On Monday, January 13th, 2025, the Saint Lucia Fire Service responded to a physical assault at Marcia.
On arrival at the scene, emergency personnel found an adult male laying on the ground. On assessment, it was observed that he sustained a deep laceration to the abdomen. He was treated, then transported to a medical facility for advanced medical care.
At the time of filing this report, the identities and medical conditions of both individuals remain undisclosed. On Saturday, 12 January 2025, the Saint Lucia Fire Service also responded to an emergency call in relation to a boating incident involving a dinghy and a fishing boat in Labrie.
On arrival at the scene, emergency personnel found an adult male awaiting ambulance assistance. He stated that a fishing boat collided into his dinghy. On assessment, it was observed that he sustained puncture wounds about his body and lacerations to his lower and upper extremities.
The unidentified male was also said to be treated and then transported to a medical facility for advanced medical care. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Jasmine Duncan.
After numerous complaints launched by banana farmers about the lack of oil to fight against the black sigatoka disease, First Deputy Leader of the United Workers' Party, Guy Joseph, who has openly criticized the current state of the island's agriculture sector, visited some of those affected to learn of their plights and explore solutions.
Farmers in Mark Vexon are disgruntled over the government's broken promises for provision of oil to protect their banana crops. The dissatisfaction amongst farmers stems from what they describe as inadequate support impacting their agricultural output. On January 13, 2025, First Deputy Leader of United Workers' Party, Guy Joseph, convened a meeting for farmers to better understand their grievances and outline possible resolutions. Joseph also took the opportunity to share his opinion that the issue's origin began with an improper forecast of an oil shortage by the current government.
Here you have a double whammy for the farmers because the oil is not available and the drainage is not done properly. And part of the contributing factor to some of the leaf spot issues could be the amount of stagnant water that is in the area. So think of it. When this farmer watched this plant grow and have reached to the point where they are ready to harvest, but they have to chop down the tree because the Ministry of Agriculture, the banana unit, did not forecast properly that there's going to be an oil shortage for the farmers and want to blame it on issues like shipping. There is something that we call market projections. You have to project what the market is going to need. And if we have a unit dedicated to farmers, to banana farmers and plantain farmers, why is it that we are short of oil for more than 4 months?
A local farmer who prefers to remain anonymous gave an overview of the issue and its impact on farming, stating that the leaf oil for banana crops have not been provided by the government despite several promises to do so for the past 3 months. This, they say, has led to significant loss of produce.
Presently, we've been facing the issue of no spray oil. The spray oil is basically a fungicide to help curb the issue of leaf spot on banana farms. From October of last year, this spray oil is normally procured. Well, not normally. This is solely procured by the Ministry of Agriculture through the banana unit. And we've not gotten spray oil to this date. We banana and plantain farmers have been promised several dates for the arrival of the spray oil, but up till today, there's no spray oil on island. So that's about roughly 3 months of no spray oil on island, and there's no protection to the banana farms.
Another farmer, Joel Japal, further highlighted the adverse impact the 3-month lack of oil has had on his livelihood as a farmer and made a heartfelt plea to the government. He expressed that while he is hopeful for a positive outcome from this January 13th meeting with Guy Joseph, he remains cautious, awaiting concrete action.
For plantain and banana farmers, we are really suffering because it has been over 3 months. We've been told that we'll be getting the oil. Every time the date comes, it's a different date, and it never arrives. When I reach to a point where the bananas on the farm that already have fruits, they're no longer good. Even though we get oil right now, it will still not be able to harvest for the company to buy because it will get ripe within the time of shipping. So we have all this as a loss. So we want to know what will be taking place to help farmers to get out of this situation. It is very urgent. It's affecting our livelihood and our workers' livelihood too. Because we need to get money for the workers to work for us, for them to feed their children and stuff like that. So we asking please government and who is responsible for that to help us out, help the farmers out. We need help.
As farmers impatiently wait on the oil and the response from the Ministry of Agriculture, the stakes remain high. With elections drawing closer, addressing these plights could play a pivotal role in gaining the trust and support of the agricultural community.
A well-known breakfast and pizza shop in the cul-de-sac area became the target of a brazen robbery early Sunday morning. Camera footage in circulation shows the perpetrators making away with many items, including trays of eggs. Our news team visited the shop to learn more about the incident and filed this report.
T&M's Pizza Plus, a popular restaurant in cul-de-sac, was robbed in the wee hours of Sunday, January 12, 2025. Surveillance footage from the shop shows 3 male individuals exiting a truck parked a short distance away from the supermarket. The armed men approached the business on foot, forcefully breaking the locks on the burglar bars to gain entry. One individual appeared to act as a lookout, scanning the area while the other two took the items from the shop. Speaking to Caribbean Hot 7 TV off camera, the shop's owner expressed frustration and despair, revealing that this is the 3rd time his business has been targeted. After 2 previous robberies, he relocated and invested heavily in security measures, including burglar bars, cameras, and an alarm system. However, those precautions were no match for the intruders, who managed to unplug the alarm and cameras shortly after entering. The business owner, who was asleep at the time of the incident, was called at 6 a.m. and told that his shop had been burglarized. He immediately checked the footage and saw what transpired.
When I checked because I have some cameras, and I checked the video clips, I saw the fellas inside taking stuff and whatnot. So I called CID, they come in, took some pictures, investigation. But I'm real saddened about that because I'm a young man trying to do a stuff for my family. You know, I have bills, I have a family to take care of. And for young fellas, like when I really watch the thing, like that is even them fellas 20 or early 20s. I mean, there is so many things out there to do for young fellas to help themselves, and they refuse. I heard the Rhino saying like he need fellas to work, he need people to work. And them fellas telling you they're not getting job. Man, it's a shame for us down here, man. And it's tough because I taking a big risk the time I come in here and not.
The shop owner was grateful that the perpetrators did not leave with his equipment, and that he was able to open on Monday, January 13, 2025, to recover his losses. He noted that the most expensive item the thieves took was a cooler, which they packed with drinks from the shop. They also left with eggs and cigarettes.
But praise God, I was able to start up this morning because the most important things are still there. Like I was able to work. What they took 2 trays of egg, some 2 packets of cigarettes, and some drinks in the fridge, like some malt water, and I had a cooler there, black and blue and white cooler. They put the drinks in that cooler.
Aside from the measures already in place, the owner was unsure how else he could beef up security.
Honestly speaking, I cannot say what can be done. I myself, the little hustler I do, I cannot pay a security to be here for me. I cannot. Because the same change I try to make to take care of my family, I cannot go about it. Even if the police keep watching, because that same night, morning, the police tell me they passed around here that same night. But unluckily, it wasn't the same time they were there. So I don't even know what to do again, but I don't even know.
He was unable to pinpoint why his business would be a target.
Honestly speaking, I can't figure out any reason, because there's a little flower shop lady just next to me, and they break and enter there how many times already. She sells flowers, and they break and enter there. So there are churches I know of, they breaking and enter in a church. So here it's vulnerable because here the road used to pass it before, but that is no longer happening. So it's easy access for them, the place quiet, and in spite of cameras and everything, they still, the young brothers don't even care about their own life. It's sad.
The owner expressed confidence that those responsible would be found and that justice would prevail in the matter.
Eventually they will be caught, because they will go somewhere else, or I don't know, but they will be caught.
Law enforcement officials are investigating the incident. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Department or utilize the crime hotline 555 for anonymous reporting. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
Still on the subject of crime, Saint Lucia recorded its first homicide for 2025 on January 9th, sparking discussions about crime and justice on the island. The first deputy leader of the opposition United Workers' Party has now linked crime to our judiciary system, as according to him, the lack of justice forces individuals to take matters into their own hands.
As of January 13, 2024, Saint Lucia had already recorded 3 homicides. By the end of the year, that number climbed to 77, marking a grim new high in the island's homicide statistics, as it surpassed the figures for 2022 and 2023, which each recorded 75. The first homicide of 2025 was confirmed by the Royal Saint Lucia Police Force on Thursday, January 9, 2025. The victim, 22-year-old Gabriel Jr. Henry, was shot and killed in Badney. The first deputy leader of the opposition United Workers' Party reacted to the recorded homicide, expressing hope that this will be the only one for 2025.
I am hoping for the sake of all of us in Saint Lucia. I don't want to win elections because government did a bad job in crime management, Because when we win elections, we can't bring back none of the people who have died, And we cannot free those who are in prison who have committed the murders. So the only solution to that problem is whichever government is in office needs to get a handle on the crime situation. And so there is no rejoicing, and in my mind there is no projection. I would wish, for the sake of all of Saint Lucia, that this would be the only homicide we would have for the year.
He went on to link the rise in crime to the inefficiencies within the justice system, suggesting that a lack of timely justice has pushed some members of the public to act independently.
Our justice system is a contributor to crime in Saint Lucia, because you cannot go to the courts and get justice. And if I, as a former minister of government, cannot get a case that I have in court that I have won at the CCJ level, the highest decision making in the region. I cannot even get my case recalled. What about the average man out there in the street? So you think that it is just the police that will have to solve crime? No, the justice system, the judges, the magistrates, and everybody who is involved. You cannot be adjourning cases every day. People get frustrated. They get tired of going up and down to court. Sometimes somebody have a little land dispute. They've been going to court for 10 and 15 years to get it resolved. And it's not resolved. And then people begin to take matters into their own hands.
The First Deputy Leader's comments echo growing concerns about the correlation between crime and the perceived shortcomings of the judicial process in Saint Lucia. Many are calling for systematic reforms to curb the violence and restore public confidence in the justice system. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
Coming up next, in his New Year's address, Prime Minister Pierre addresses concerns of farmers and his last but to implement new protocols to remedy the congestion both inside and outside its ports. All that and much more coming up when we return.